All right, let's get into it. I may cuss, but I don't curse. We're going to get that situated first and get back into this whole double slit astrology thing that we're on, right? So, continuing on the mindset of this is a game of life, this is like a video game, right? I drew an instruction manual according to the planets being the instructors. You follow me so far? So, we're going to start from the last planet on down to the personal planets, beginning with Pluto. Now, Pluto I have as power, research, and reveal. All right, so playing the game of life. Power, Pluto power is not like Mars power, though. We're going to get to Mars in a bit, but Pluto power is more like, let's say you use Mars energy, right, to build up muscle and by using exercise, and then Pluto power would be like utilizing that muscle that you built up with Mars energy to join the WWE or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you could like take steroids and cheat in bodybuilding contests. You know, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? Boom or bust. That's Pluto utilizing the power, right? So Pluto also rules over research. So imagine coming into the game of life, your memory's been wiped. Bars are nice. We know that already, you know what I'm saying? But your memory's been wiped, so you're trying to discover and realize who you are, or trying to obtain the memories that you were born with in order to experience them in the conscious, in the 3D, right? So you start doing research. Most of these videos that I've done for y'all, with y'all, have been based upon research that I've done first. I've even taken some out into the world, used constructivism to do some experiments of my own to confirm this thing, because I'm a skeptic and I'm like, yo, astrology does it every time. You know what I'm saying? But that's based upon research. That's Pluto. Digging up the research is what reveals things that are hidden, right? Pluto is a secretive planet as well, but it researches the secrets in order to reveal it. It digs up, it excavates. So that's what Pluto is instructing us to do as far as being in this game of life. You know what I'm saying? Do some research, find out some things, especially if they pertain to you and the goals that you want to achieve. Next, we got planet Neptune. Neptune I have is veil first, right? Veil could come in the form of chaos as well. So I spoke about this in the members channel, on the members tier, excuse me, and you can go check it out when I did the video on Neptune falling in the sign that it falls in. Why I can't think of it right now. It's dignified in Pisces. So Neptune is a veil, right? So Neptune is not only something that hides secrets from you, but also that the secrets that you keep in order to prevent people from knowing exactly what you're doing, what you're up to. You get what I'm saying? So you can veil by discovery, or be veiled for the purpose of discovery, because 12th house also rules over discovery. So the secrets that you have yet to learn, yet to know, which is confidential information, you will soon be privy to. And like I said, the opposite of that is when you utilize secrecy in order to give you the upper hand. Now, it can come in the form of chaos as well. So if like things are chaotic around you, and Pisces people notice sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of the times they come out on top when things get very chaotic. It's just like, I even say women thrive in chaos. It's a feminine energy. It's almost like a insert to let people know what it is to do or what they need to do. But if there weren't no crisis, then they wouldn't have taken those steps to do those things. Does that make sense? So the chaos can create a type of veil as well. It's just like so many things are going on which people are deceived by. They don't completely understand because they don't know enough. Then the next thing you know, people are thriving because of that, because you may have secrets of your own that you know that they don't know, and this can give you the upper hand. Also, I have developed there for Neptune. So pictures develop in the dark, right? Pisces, Neptune is a dark sign. It's a dark energy. And Pisces rules over photography, pictures, glamour world, film, right? So it develops in the dark. So when you develop plans, it's like an architect who wants to build a building, right? First, they're going to draw up the actual picture of the building, you know? And Saturn, of course, I spoke about Saturn being structure in the building. Saturn would be the actuality of building that development. You understand what I'm saying? So that's Neptune, developing your plan, bigger picture, developing the bigger picture. Now, again, that could be secretive, right? You don't tell everybody your plans for your own, sometimes protection, for your own benefit, for your own good. And you're very selective on who you let in based upon things developing. Now, Uranus is next. Now, for Uranus, I have reset and shuffle. Uranus is a mother. Listen, Uranus is a freaky motherfucker. Listen. So reset, right? This is something that I discovered lately. I got reset there because, all right, double slit experiment. We're in the game of life. Based upon the actions that we choose to take on a day-to-day basis, it can change the trajectory of our lives. So, you know, Uranus, Aquarius rules over unpredictability, right? And like I said before, we are born here with numerous amounts of memories, infinite memories when we're talking about the moon. It can go either which way. Whatever which way we decide to take would make that result possible, right? But it seems and it feels like, and I'm almost sure of this, that at the end of every day, Uranus does this reset, a shuffle of the cards, if you will, based upon the actions that we take during the day. So again, we got this pool of infinite memories, right? Which would be infinite experiences here in the game of life. And maybe we had a dream in the unconscious, in the subconscious mind. And we like, oh, that'd be dope to experience. But based upon the actions that we took today, Uranus may say, well, we got to change that memory now. Or we got to do something about it because it changed based upon what they did today. It could be something as small as making a left turn instead of a right turn, missing a train, catching a late one, this, that, and the third. So it does this shuffle, which makes Uranus unpredictable to where it's like plans can change, all types of stuff can change based upon it. So keep that in mind when you're making decisions in the game of life, because it's critical, it's crucial to what it is that you're trying to do and are about to do. And I think it even expands the universe more because it'll create new memories. It's like the more you dream, you realize you have more memories. And let me say this too. Every dream I don't perceive to be something that can be actualized in the 3D. Because there's different types of dreams. There's symbolic dreams and there's prophetic dreams. Right? Prophetic dreams are more like the things that you can actually experience. Symbolic dreams are more like we're showing you these things because we want you to understand the symbolism of it to show you what's going on with you, other people in your environment, and things of that nature. So now let's get to planet Saturn. Saturn is the construction. Saturn is the actual building and actualizing of the plan that you are developing, have developed. Right? So like I would say, back to the architecture thing, the architect draws it on a piece of paper. It's in 2D, right? Now it's Saturn time. Once everything is a go, we got to get construction workers to build this thing. You understand what I'm saying? To make it an actual thing. Think of the whole hologram as that as well. We have this tangible, or as little as tangible as it is, right? We're going to get to that soon too, but we have this tangible place to act out our 3D experience and play the video game of life that was constructed, that was built in some type of way for us. So we should look at our plans as the same type of way. And then I have time equals authority. Y'all know what I say. Don't let people dupe you talking about time equals money. Time is not money. Time is authority. Because you can, whatever you put your time into, that's you being an authoritative figure saying, yeah, I know that bill is pressing, but I'm doing this instead. It may not be correct in the eyes of society or whoever, right? But it's your authoritative decision to do what it is that you do with your time. Now, very important, by the way, Jupiter is next. Jupiter is pretty much upfront expansion, right? We know that. And expansion comes a lot of the times by the way of allies, which I also have there. So Jupiter is an optimistic energy. So that's why I put allies there. Sure, you can have some cronies or some criminals that you get involved with, and you can expand with them, right? Go pull off a heist or whatever the case may be. You may consider them your allies, but let the law come. The basic thing we need to know about that is there is a law. There's rules in the game of life. There's rules in video games, right? So when those rules come down on the criminal syndicate or whatever the case may be, how much of an ally are they going to be then? You know what I'm saying? And how much of an ally are the group going to be to the bigger picture in the game of life and all of the players that's involved, right? So to expand in a way that is more positive, you will want to get with optimistic people and refrain from being around negativity. Just keeping it a being. Now, let's get to the personal planets. Planet Venus here, right? Venus is the game chips, the money. Sure, you can still play the game of life without money because you can develop a plan, right? You don't need money necessarily to do that. You can research material or literature and information. You don't need money to do that necessarily, you know what I'm saying? And you can become powerful in that and everything. But in order to play the game, you're going to need some chips because you're going to have to interact with other players in a video game, right? And you know how it is out here. You ain't got no money, people start acting funny. Just keeping it a beam, right? So Venus is the game chips needed to interact with other people. 2 or more people get involved and interact. You need game chips. So, and you see in video games, like, I could say like even Second Life, like they do a good job. They even got their own currency and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to spend money in there. There's a whole market in there. It's a whole economy inside of the video game. Same rules apply here. Now, I also have byproduct of purpose. Who's the girl that said that? Oh, man. I don't have her name. I think it's Lions. She's a YouTuber. I'm going to get her name. I'm going to come back. I'm going to say this again because I jacked this saying and I'm like, yo, I'm going to continue saying this because I've been saying this in astrological videos, but I haven't put it in that type of context. You understand what I'm saying? So when I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's what I've been trying to say. Money is the byproduct of purpose. So it's important to know that because when you do get money, it'll be great for you to know what you're doing with it. My members know in the wealth portals, I talk about that often. It's important. So you know what you value and you know what to put your time to. So Mars is energy and action, all right? So Mars, think about it like this, double slit experiment, game of life, right? Mars is like, okay, so we got our souls. Our souls or the sun is the battery. I got that listed over there too, but Mars is the actual energy, the juice that charges up the battery in order for us to take action, right? Action for the actor, which is the sun, Leo. So that's what Mars is there for. When we consume foods, nutrients, minerals, things of that nature, we are charging up to take action and fuel our avatars in a video game. Now, Mercury, planet Mercury, is there for the decisions and the communicated paths. So when you communicate to people what is that your plans are, I'm going to meet you over there in the Bronx at 2 p.m. I'm going to take the D train, yada, 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 yada. And commute as well, right? That's why I put COMM. And you do that and you meet the person and it all pans out the way that it was planned, then you can see how things get done in the video game of life. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to the Uranus shuffle thing, like I said, be aware when you're making your decisions with Mercury, because we all know Mercury is quick, right? Quick-witted. It could say one thing 1 minute and then change its mind the next. Oh, I can't make it to the Bronx. All of a sudden, this came up, yada, yada, yada. And you might not even communicate it back to that person. The person be stuck in the Bronx looking, waiting for you. And they're like, yo, they hit you back. Yo, what happened? Oh, something came up. Why you ain't tell me? I know. Now Uranus does the reset shuffle thing. And the trajectory is twisted, is distorted. It's not done, right? Because life goes on. But the plan that was supposed to be put in action for that particular time and location is not going to happen that way based upon the decisions that you made to either communicate on a path that you were set out to be on or not, right? So then we get to the sun, which is creative information. Very important because, like I said, we were born here with an ID, an identity, right? A slew of memories and potential memories coded inside of our DNA. That is where the sun comes in. And it's creative information. It enables us to create. So they say free will, right? If you want to sit here and not take any action, it's just develop your plan in your head, that's something that's actually happening. You may have not developed it and you may have not structured it yet, but it's happening in your mind, right? And then you take the action to create, right? I'm going to do this. This may be channeling. This is maybe what we are calling channeling. When we sit there and we say, I'm going to create this, I'm going to create that, a movie, a song, whatever it is, right? And then we get to creating it. That's something that's built inside of us. That's something that we was born with. So we're probably channeling when we do that. And it's interesting because I have a saying now that goes, information is a threat to creativity. Because the more you study something, and I learned this studying Leo North Nodes, the more you study something, the more you'll probably continue to study something because you feel safe and secure in doing it. So you're like, oh, so when I do finally do this thing or create this thing, I'm going to know all it is to know in order to do it. But what that does is it robs from your natural tendency to be creative. Everyone has creativity built inside of them when they're born here. We all have souls. Because think about it, if we're all born here with lives that we lived already, we have to have some type of creativity. We created those lives for ourselves. So if we're taking the information, this goes for me too. We're taking the information from someone else, gurus, teacher after teacher after teacher, preacher after preacher, bars are nice, we know that already. All we're doing is getting in the way or interfering with our creativity. Now don't get me wrong, teaching and learning is part of this process because like I said, we come here with our memories wiped. We should do research. We should find out some things that we didn't know because that empowers us. It advances us. And we could get creative in a stronger type of way. But like I said, when you take too much or put too much into hearing study after study, YouTube video after YouTube video, tarot reading after tarot reading, eventually you're going to find out that a lot of time has been gone back to time, which is authority, and you've given a lot of your authority to instructors on what it is that you should do when you arrived here with a blueprint. A coded blueprint for your own identity, your own avatar to play the game of life the way that you're supposed to play the game of life. It's a chip, it's a disc, right? So it wasn't no surprise or it wasn't no mistake when CDs came out that they made it in the shape of a disc. Records too, the vinyls in the shape of a disc because in ancient times, the sun was represented as a disc in the sky, right? And then we get to the moon. The moon is a motherfucker too. I kept this simple too, y'all. I didn't put a whole lot of words. I could have kept listing it, but I kept it simple. So the moon is, first off, infinite memory. Infinite memory. So like I said, we're born here with all these types of memories. We have memory when we dream. For those of you who dream vividly, you have these experiences in your dreams and you're like, man, I felt like I was really there. Man, I felt like that really happened in real life. Some of us actually experience the dreams in real life in the 3D in the game of life. So this is where all of these memories are stored. But when you think about it, right, because time encapsulates the framing of where we have these experiences, we don't always get to experience every single potential experience that we could have because we're not living long enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? Things are changing though. But the moon rules over the infinite memories that we have in our subconscious mind, and the sun along with Mars is going to determine whether we are able to play those experiences out in the game of life. The moon also rules over discovery. So, you know, like the moon, it has its phases, right? So you get a little bit of light here, you get a little bit of light a few days later, you get a little bit of light a few days later, and this is all done in the dark. Right? So this is a part of secrecy that's part of the plan, it's part of the whole big scheme of things, because I think, like they said in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? If we gave the humans a perfect world and they didn't want it, it was no challenge, it was nothing to discover, it was nothing, you know, they feared nothing, and it was just too paradise for them, so they messed it up, you know what I'm saying? Humans for you. But So this discovery thing is there for that reason, for that purpose, to actually discover what it is that you're supposed to do, get these epiphanies, your intuition, right? Telling you, nudging you, like, yo, I think I'm supposed to do this. Oh, but society said to do that. Your boss said to do that. You know what? I'm telling you, I feel it sharp today. I'm making a left. So that's what the moon rules over, like discovering the secrets in life that were kept from you. So now that we have the instruction manual for the game of life described and explained, I want to talk about something that I found interesting, and that is how technology in the form of a phone, we're going to use a phone, but I would say computers as well. Technology is kind of like versing the human. It really depends on the individual. It's either verse the human or it's with the human, and it's up for us to decide. So I'm going to break down the similarities of how technology is actually copying us. And we know Leo, the ID, the identification, who we are with our code that we were born in, is opposite of Aquarius, which rules over technology. Right? So you heard me say in certain videos before, especially the Aquarius age videos, how Aquarius energy is basically mimicking Leo energy. It kind of like low-key wants to be Leo, but in a way that is not opinionated, in a way that is not primitive, in a way that is so advanced and so intelligent that humankind or mankind can't be like faulted. You understand what I'm saying? So I had this diagram here to where I'm breaking down the similarities between these two things. And that's a silhouette of me, by the way, in case you're wondering if that's the predator or not. Nah, that's me. So let's start with wiring, right? The phone doesn't really have wires, and it has like a motherboard and all of that. But if you look at these robots, like the new AI robots and stuff like that, they got wiring running in them, and a lot of machinery that you have around your house has wiring in it, right? The human anatomy has veins and capillaries running through us, right? This is where the blood, aka energy, travels through in order for us to operate, right? So we have wiring as well, which is ran and ruled by Aquarius. Keep that in mind. So then we also have the phones. Now they are wireless, right? They get to receive and send information without being attached to any type of plug or cord. And we also are wireless, but it's like the difference there is, see, you could plug in your phone and charge up your phone, right? And 9 times out of 10, you got to do it at least once a day. Now, us on the other hand, we come through, we get plugged up to charge one time. It's a 9-month period though. And for the preemies and the people who stayed in there longer because whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, 9 months we've charged up, and that's it. That's the cord is the umbilical cord for Mom Dukes, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? After that, we wireless. Now, we do recharge. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but as a matter of fact, I'm gonna get to that right now. So, phone, you plug it in. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, you gotta recharge every day, right? So you plug it in, boom, it recharges in sleep, and your computer, it would be in sleep mode, right? So you're really giving your computer a rest. I hope y'all are doing that, by the way. So it doesn't burn out, right? So we got that. Oh, I skipped the GPS track and I'll go back. So we also recharge in our sleep. So for all of those people saying, sleep is for the birds and sleep when you die and sleep means you sick. Yeah, it could mean that you need some repairing, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't sleep at all. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, you still got memories and access to information that's not in the game of life, in the 3D experience game of life that you can access in dreams. Dreams are special. Sleep is special. You understand what I'm saying? My point, though, is that we recharge and sleep as well, just like the phone and the computers do. So I put GPS tracking for the phone, right? The phone got GPS tracking in it. We got heartbeat and pulses. So basically, the same way that the satellites can pick up on the GPS trackers on the phones to do what? Identify a location for where that phone is. We also have heartbeats and pulses that the universe is detected to identify. Oh, yep, that soul is still in there. The soul is still kicking. How we know? Because it has the heartbeat, it has the pulse, which is equated to the Schumann's resonance, by the way, which is basically the heartbeat of the earth, right? So we have similarities there. Now the camera lens in the phone is like the eyes, right? We also have eyeballs that are recorders, aka reporters. Bars are nice, you know that already. You know what I'm saying? And what our eyeballs do is they roll back when we sleep, get rest, and recharge, and they report to the third eye, to the pineal gland, and they do its magic. And this is what forms these dreams and gives us more access to information that we didn't have, so we can awake and come back in the 3D experience and utilize that information in the game of life. You notice something though, right? Is I don't know I'm not sure what year it was, but the phone started coming out with 3 lenses, right or wrong. All of a sudden now they got 3 camera lenses. What are they doing? What are they doing? You tell me, what are they doing? Sounds like Aquarius is mimicking Leo, right or wrong? Extracting and learning from us. But hold on, let me continue. So memories get stored in storage inside of the cell phones and computers, right? Our memories are stored in our mind. Like I said, we were born with ours though. We already had them in our mind before we even started crawling and all of that, right? But we, on the other hand, we give our memories to the phone, to the devices. You get what I'm saying? Now, the memories can disappear. So right now I got to go probably go see Geek Squad, or get in the comment section if you know something about this. Like recently, my notes, all of my notes and all of my audios disappeared from my computer. And I'm tight behind that because I'm just like, why? You know what I'm saying? Now look, I haven't even connected my computer up to the internet and I don't know how long. And all of a sudden I turned my computer on one day and I'm opening up app after app. And you know how it does when you get a new update, when you download the new software? It starts saying, welcome to this app, welcome to this app. And I'm like, I ain't update no software. Why are they doing this all up? Because I know that's what they do. Why are y'all doing this? So I click, go, and I see everything is wiped. Everything is gone. So not like I said, the comparison is our memories are wiped when we get here, right? We're trying to discover and learn who we are again so we can experience who we're supposed to be, right? The tech, on the other hand, the memories disappear, and it's like you either got to go talk to Geek Squad, or you can't call Apple or talk to Apple, and they funny style because they'll text you something like, oh yeah, that app just crashed. Would you like to comment something to us? Why? You don't ever reply. You don't ever respond. You're not ever going to say anything back. So it feels like being cheated in some type of way, because my question is this: where do the memories go? Where are my audios? All of my dreams gone. And they say, oh, we got to go to settings and take it off 30 days deletion and put it on never delete. Why would I put it on 30-day deletion in the first place? And is it put there by default? Who would do that? Where's my information, yo? I hope it doesn't lag after that, but if it does, I'll fix it. Anyhow, that was a little rant. I had to go off on that because I'm serious. My dreams are gone and I don't like that. Songs that I just wrote that I didn't record, they're gone. So the phone arrives with code, right? I have that on the wrong side. I got to fix that. We arrive with code. We arrive with our own solar code embedded in us. Like I said, it has our characteristics. It tells whether our hair is brown, our eyes are brown, so on and so forth. We, on the other hand, code them. I got them on the wrong side. We code them, and we code them with the language, the symbology, and we give them our code by way of giving them our experiences, recording everything on the cameras, on the phones, and storing it in their storage capacity, right? Something to think about, because imagine this, right? Like I said before, imagine we are somewhere in Star Trek land and we're like actually created the game of life and we're playing as our avatar with a game controller, and we're just on a toilet taking a shit and swiping left through countless news, social media feeds, and laughing and giggling and stuff like that. How would you feel about playing that game of life? Would you feel fulfilled? Would you feel thrilled? Bars. Okay, nice, B. But for real, like, would you feel like, oh, this is an exciting game? I guess it wouldn't be an action game. It would be like a brain game or something, I guess, right? Maybe we have those types of distinctions when it comes to what type of video games that we've created before we arrived here, right? But my point of saying that is this: what if, this is why I said information is a threat to creativity, because what if you are spending so much time on everybody else's information that you are failing to create? You're not creating your own stuff. You're not even doing what you were supposed to do as you were coded to do in your soul. So you suffer from, potentially, from not having creative products and services out here, not giving people your, not giving, just not doing your thing, pretty much. And I expressed this with the Are Our Souls Broken, the Leo edition video, and I was just like, yo, I just feel like I let too much creativity get away from me. And this is part of what I mean. I do tons of research. You understand what I'm saying? And that's information. But not to say that information is streamlined to an individual, though, right? Because even though an individual can jot down the information and do the experiments, they still grab the information from the ether, the same way that we do. But perhaps they obtained it from their coded information, right? And we're just in this wave form of experience, and it's all collapsing into each other to where we're able to get some of that information and apply it to our own creativity. But again, if we are spending too much time doing the research and getting information, and then looking at everybody's life vicariously, then we are putting our own creativity on the back burner. Something to ponder on. You know what I'm saying? Something to ponder on. Now, recently, right, the rocket dude who was in the White House not too long ago, he said something about the birth rate being low is a threat to society, a threat to the world, or what have you. And although I have many things to say about that, it's probably not nice, probably not good. I'm not going to say it, but I would say this, right? I compare that to, and that's just something else I got switched on the wrong side. I need to fix this before I post it. So when you compare that to us, right, there's this right to repair. And I don't know if you've heard of it before, but I forget the guy's name. He's a YouTuber, and he spent like years making videos. He's probably still making videos about this, because he fixes tech. He has a business for it. And then Apple came out with this whole, you can't repair iPhones anymore. It's against the law or something like that. And then, it just got real wild. And it was just like, well, why would you do something like that? Now, in the bigger scheme of things, when you think about it from a business standpoint, you say, oh, I know why they do that, so that you could buy the new phone. If you could repair the old phone, then you probably won't buy no new iPhones, right? Makes sense. But it's still like, when you compare that to what dude is saying about the birth rate being low as a threat, you say, oh, you want us to make more babies. You want us to make more files. Because you see, I have the word file over the human, right? We're basically files. You go to CIA and all that, they got a profile on you, right? They know everything that you did when you was a little kid, bars. They probably know stuff that you forgot already and stuff like that. How do they know all of that stuff? That's another topic for another time, but we're basically files in this video game, an avatar file. And the birth rate dude is talking about, oh yeah, we need more humans. Why? To go back into warehouses, to go back into the laborious industries and things of that nature. I mean, I know why, I'm just being sarcastic, right? But it makes you think about the right to repair as well, because don't we as humans have the right to repair ourselves? Think about this. If we're being pressured to keep on multiplying, I feel like humanity is catching on to things. Like, it's getting tough. And the primary reason why it's getting tough is because we keep multiplying, because inflation happens over time, year after year after year. They keep posting pictures of what a Big Mac looked like in the 1990s and stuff like that, and how much it costs and all of that. And you get to thinking, and you're like, that's why it's tough for them kids out there. The same way it was tough for us in comparison to the predecessors. You get what I'm saying? So here this dude he's in a type position that says, oh yeah, just go make babies, go make more babies. Do you understand what's going on out here? Do you get it? Out of touch, obviously, right? But humans are catching on and they say, yo, we got the right to repair ourselves. Hold on with all this baby making stuff. Let me look and see. Let me go to the doctor. Let me see if something is wrong with me. Let me go fix my ankle. I got a sprained knee. Like, I'm going to go wrap this up instead of like pushing to go to work. Y'all ain't giving me no sick days. I'm not going to this job no more. Y'all are crazy. But y'all want us to make more people for y'all? Y'all bugging. So this is why I have phone verse or with file. I was speaking to my hooker the other night, and I was telling her, we was having a conversation, and she was like, yo, a lot of the AI stuff is really helping her with her business because it alleviates all of the stuff that she would have to pay humans to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially the clerical work and stuff like that. And I agreed. I said, yeah, it's dope. She was like, what about you? I said, I've been using it as far as technology goes because I struggle making friends with people in the tech world. Like, I don't know where they at, and it's like I got to get on the message board in order to find them. And even then, like, a lot of tech guys are like reclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really want to get to know you. They'll put their little hints in. It's like they don't want to tell you all their secrets and stuff like that. It gets weird. You know what I'm saying? But I don't blame them. I don't knock them. I know what's going on. There's a lot of power in that tech industry when you got the knowledge or whatever. But I'm just talking about merely face to face with people. I'll be asking my peoples like, yo, what's up? Y'all know anything about computers? They're like, bro, niggas just got apps for social media. Like, I'm just keeping it a bean, not to put my niggas down and shit like that. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, I can't kick it with them on that level is pretty much what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And life is like that. Game of life is like that. You're gonna have those types of instances where you can't go to certain people for certain things. It is what it is, right? But the point is this: when you get AI to become an assistant to replace people who would otherwise be there, right? Then you got to ask yourself, does this help me or does this hurt me? A lot of people are scared of it, right? But these could actually be the same type of people that say, yo, you know what? I'm tired of this workplace. I'm tired of working 8 hours a day. I'm tired of this slave labor and all this. And you hate AI, you got to pick a poison. Like, you got to pick a side now, because AI has the ability to take the pressure off of humanity, take the pressure off humans. Okay, you don't like that job? You probably there because you're not coded. You probably coded to be somewhere else in your soul and your son, but you're at that job to get money for the purpose of paying bills. And it's just like, nobody told you to do that. You didn't use time as authority. You didn't really seek intuition or do the research to find out who you are. Maybe, perhaps, right? And you up here complaining and stuff like that. AI is the actual out for you to get out of that and be like, do your motherfucking Tom Cruise and be like, I'm leaving. Who's coming with me? Like, show me the money. Like, AI is that deal for you to make your own thing, hire your own AI crew, and get busy. Is it going to be simple? I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? But when you do the research about it and you find out what it's capable of, you say, oh, you got to ask yourself this, right? Because like I said before, if we looking at ourselves on the toilet taking a shit and we just swiping and scrolling, laughing at social media clips and stuff like that, you got to ask yourself, is technology and AI and such taking our time, or is it giving us time? Because when you're looking at it as the way that my hooker was looking at it, the way that I'm seeing it is like this. It's giving me time back. It's giving me time that I can say, yo, I would have spent so many man hours coding this symbol by symbol, letter by letter on the keyboard, and now I'm asking AI for assistance. It's accelerating the process like this. Now I could use that time for something else. Time is authority. Saturn is the instructor. I gave you the instruction manual. You get what I'm saying? So this would give me time to go to more doctor appointments. This would give you time to go to more doctor appointments. Go get some acupuncture, some spa baths and treatments and all of that stuff, because you have an intelligence working for you. And you have even more game chips freed up because of this intelligence as well, for you to apply to a purpose that you were coded with in your soul. You get what I'm saying? Should I leave it here? yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Until next time, if you like this, if you enjoyed it, kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? If it's drawn out, it's too long, hey, I did what I could. You know what I mean? But if you want to hear more stuff like this and stuff like that, and you want to chime in on it, just get in the comment section. Don't be shy. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, I'm out.